Ha, I'm back. I know 3 videos in one day. This is too much, right? Okay, I'm just going to do this real quick. I have 2 things to share with you. One may or may not pertain to you, but again, going to throw it out there. So, first thing I wanted to share is I have a Brother printer, and it's a one of the newer Brother printers. Anyway, when I was changing the ink, and I took, because you know how it does, you're going along and you're printing and everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden your computer says, I can't print that, there's not enough ink, oh my God, help me. And then it like won't print, it won't do crap. So I took out the yellow because, you know, we all use a lot of yellow. What is the deal with the yellow? Anyway, I took it out and I tilted it, and let me see if I can get this. Do you see there's still ink in there? See the ink? Now this is a little bit too little of ink for it to print with. But when I had taken it out and I had tilted it, there was a whole lot of ink in there. So what I did was, and your mileage may vary, and do this at your own risk. So the Brother printer, what it does is, I think there's some kind of a sensor that looks through this little window to see the level of ink. Well, you can take it out and put it back in and it'll still say, no, no. You can tell it you put in a new cartridge. No, no, it won't believe you. So I take some electrical tape and I feed it through here and I block off that window so that you cannot see, or the sensor cannot see through there. Does that make sense? So it's just electrical tape and it blocks that window. When I did that and I put the yellow cartridge back in, I continued to print for an entire month until one day it just wouldn't print. I mean, the yellow wasn't coming out. So, and it said no. It just said no. But it forced the printer to use up all of the ink that was in the cartridge. I don't know if this works with other printers. It worked with my Brother printer. Yeah. So just a little bit, it might save you some money. Like I said, this is at your own risk. Please don't yell at me if you screw up your computer, your printer. It shouldn't, but yeah, so I continue to print, like I said, and I print, I mean, some of you print a lot more than I do, but I print all my own ephemera. So, and you know the volume of journals I do. So, I mean, I think I printed quite a bit and another month. So there is tip number 1. Tip number 1. Like I said, if you don't have a Brother printer, I don't know because I don't know what their cartridges look like. And Vanita, if you're watching, you didn't hear that. Okay. So this is the second thing. We all have taken like cereal boxes to make journal covers, right? So this is a cereal box. What I did was, this is the, the side of the box, and you cut it down. On the inside, what I did is I took another cereal box and I doubled it up. I didn't double it up totally. I cut 3 pieces to fit on the inside. So there's a little space on the inside, on either side, sorry, excuse me, of this spine on the inside. So there's room to, not so much bulk right here. I left like 1/16 of an inch in here. Anyway, that's not the magical part. So we all know that with cereal boxes, they are made out of just like a lightweight card. And when we if you use Mod Podge or another kind of glue that is water-based, you have to get it on evenly on the outside and the inside so that the card is wet equally from both sides. And you hope with all your little soul and your little sweetheart that it isn't going to warp as it dries into a curled dried leaf shape, because we've all been there. We've all like spent time making a journal cover, and then as it dries it just goes anyway. So this is what I did before. Now this has tissue paper on it, and this is just an experiment, so please don't take this as a reflection of my skills. I just did this really quickly just to kind of show you but when I took the outside, this is one piece. This is one piece with the spine here. And then I glued to the inside, and it doesn't matter, just glue. Not water-based glue, not like a Mod Podge. I think I used Fabri-Tac because it has no water in it. It's an acetone base. And I glued the two pieces together to make 2 layers. Then what I did was I took some matte clear acrylic sealer, and I sprayed the inside a nice even coat, and I made sure that it was it wasn't soppy or anything, but I made sure I got a good coverage on the front and the back. And then I put it under like a hairdryer just to cut it, get it dry. And then I proceeded with the Mod Podge and the tissue paper on both sides. And then after that was dry, I inked it and I didn't put a coat of Mod Podge on the inside because at this point the experiment was done, so it didn't matter. But I did put another coat on this side just to see what it would do with having more Mod Podge coats on this side than on this side, because normally it would warp into a horrible shape. So anyway, see if this works for you. I got this at Ace, but it's just a clear acrylic, sealer, spray sealer. It's not anything. I mean, you could probably even use the generic stuff, the store brand. I just happen to have this. It supposedly goes on a little thicker, so I don't know. But I mean, so it's not perfect. It did bow out a little bit, but this isn't real thick. It's not real thick. But I mean, it didn't warp. It just didn't. It held its shape, right? Are you seeing this? So, I mean, it's not all warpy and weird. So I'm thinking that this this clear sealer sealed up the card so that when you paint on the Mod Podge, that water base, that water doesn't seep into the card and then start it to warp as it dries. Does this make sense? Am I just rambling and you're all going, what in the world is she talking about? Because this happens to me a lot. So I hope this makes sense. So I know we all like to make, even if you're just making a journal for yourself or something, you just want to use up a cereal box or something. I know a lot of people use cereal boxes, but it always had that problem about warping, because I make journal, like little notebooks for me. I don't make this kind to sell, but I do make them for me, and so it is a problem, even if it's for me, because I want the technique to come out correctly, whether it's for me or I'm gonna sell it. So but we all use these cereal boxes or cookie boxes or whatever it is. But try it with sealing it first with with a sealer before you Mod Podge, and see if, or PVA or whatever glue you choose to use, and see if that helps you out a little bit. And let me know. I'm curious to see if this works for somebody else. So somebody out there, just try this and see if it works for you. But I was pleasantly surprised on how just nice and smooth and unwarped this came out. So there you go. And you know what? There's probably a YouTube video on this, but I haven't seen it and don't know about it. So if there already is one, I'm so sorry. But to all of you who maybe haven't seen something, I mean, somebody else has got to figure this out, right? But anyway, I haven't seen it, so I thought I would share it so that if anybody could use that info, there it is. Okay, I am going to get to work on that journal for Etsy, and so hopefully I will catch you guys tomorrow or Saturday. Have a great day, and if you have any questions that maybe I didn't answer in the video, maybe something that comes up, I don't know if I'll have the answer to it, because I don't know if my experiment even, you know, encapsulated what your question may be. But if you if you have a question, just feel free to ask, and I'll try to let you know if it's something I figured out or not on that. So okay, guys, have a good one.